Celebrating Martin 1 year later, a tribute delivered at the National Cultural Center December 1998, an online Vietnam reading from Vanda's typing. I haven't seen a book yet. The unrepeatable voice won't speak again, died yesterday and quit us, the talker with groves, and straightway it's grown quiet on the planet that bears a name so modest, Earth. I've chosen to begin with these lines of Anna Akhmatova on the death of Pasternak because of the resonance we find as we turn our thoughts to our very own talker with groves and the silence he left behind. He was only 12 when the Second World War broke out. By another 12 years, he had absorbed, as well as any, and more deeply than most, the lessons of Nazism. By the time he was an adult, he had fully absorbed the fresh, humanist lessons of the anti-fascist coalition. The spirit of this coalition expressed itself institutionally in the United Nations and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Within that broad anti-fascist coalition, Martin Carter was to find his chosen ideological location, and within that location, his own humanist niche. When Martin Carter is fully understood, it will be seen that he was an extraordinary human being of unusual talents, rich and fruitful intelligence, for intelligence can be rich but not fruitful, and an unfathomable depth of humanism. Although he did not mature in the age of cyberspace and instant communication, he was able to conduct and achieve his own self-development and mental self-emancipation right here in Guyana. He utilized fully all the means of communication then available to ordinary people. He was not alone in this search. His self-development took place at a time when scores of his age group were on a similar quest, and he was never a recluse, but engaged fully in every chance for interchange. With his absorbent roots and leaves planted in the human ecology of Guyana, Martin Carter was a thinker who maintained worldwide antennae to serve his inescapable duty of seeking the truth and proclaiming it. Martin Carter was the outstanding intellectual of the movement for maturity. This is not to pretend that he was a major political figure in the eyes of the Guyanese masses. Although his attitude was always, "This is my hand for the revolution," the people who did not see him as their leader in the sense that they saw Jagan or a Burnham or an Ivan Edwards had a sense of reassurance when they saw him walking in their ranks, tall and stately, head high, brows knitted, eyes everywhere, ears attentive, ready to talk, walking there, sensing the psyche, seeking the meaning of whatever they did. He was not a mass leader, nor did being one have any meaning for him, yet his was a household name. There were poets before him, a long row of poets and versifiers. There was, just before his generation, the inimitable A.J. Seymour, but it was Martin Carter who established the link between ordinary men and women all over the country, and in every racial group and of all ages, between themselves and poetry as a Guyanese creation. It is in this sense that Martin Carter was head and shoulders above the political leaders of his time. He brought to politics a rare and cultural development that escaped many of the products of higher education in the metropoles of the world. It was a marvel to see poems of love, beauty, and freedom, which to him was both love and beauty, and penetrating editorials flowing from the same pen, each in its fitting idiom, each with its own force, each serving its own end. No wonder then that in the crackdown of the British in October 1953, when British regiments were brought in to depose the government he helped found, had supported and assisted, Carter was labelled a ringleader. That compliment so often paid by the colonial oppressors to the most vertical of subjects. One of the discomforts he must have afforded whoever was on the side opposite him in class or nation alignment or in argument was his habit of analysis. In a way, he had become a national shrine. No one spoke of him with anything but love and respect. He could close a chapter with the words, "The mouth is always muzzled by the food it eats to live." And this line could be received by the entire population with confidence and without question, and remain in the memory of the older generation until this day, by merely being printed in a Sunday paper. So what is his legacy? Byron's historian, bard, philosopher combined, and statesman too, speaking at the United Nations in his mature years for a brief moment on behalf of his country. His knowledge of history was detailed and particular, and the human family was his constant focus. His thesis was how astonishing were the ways in which people everywhere have coped with the environment and struggled to transform it in accordance with the dictates of human justice and the compassion of the angels. Ending with lines amended and quoted from Auden's poem to W.B. Yeats, "Earth, receive an honored guest, Martin Carter is laid to rest. In the deserts of the heart, let the healing fountain start. In the prison of his days, teach the free man how to praise." For tonight's occasion, the launch of Rupert's book, it is fitting to read Martin's poem for Walter Rodney, written on his assassination in 1980, a line of which provides the title of this collection of essays. Assassins of conversation, they bury the voice they assassinate, in the beloved grave of the voice never to be silent. I sit in the presence of rain, in the sky's wild noise, at the feet of some who, not only, but also kill the origin of rain, the ankle of the whore, as fastidious as the great fight, the wife of water. Risk her, risk. I intend to turn a sky of tears for you.